This is the one secret behind being a successful dropshipper. The one secret that the gurus you are watching and listening to and trying to learn from are hiding from you. And it's a lot simpler than you think, but also an extremely complex process. And, the secret they don't tell you is everyone tells you you've got to search for the best product. You've got to run the best ads. You've got to set up the most perfect store. But the real secret is, you don't do dropshipping, you live it. It is an all-consuming entity that has to take up every aspect of your life. If you're finding yourself with few hours spare in the evening to play Fortnite, you're not doing it right, okay? You have to love every single part of the game. If there's a part of dropshipping that you don't like, it's not for you, right? Dropshipping is one of the hardest hustles there is, right? You're fighting so hard for pretty low margins. You have to do millions in rev to do a decent profit, right? You have to love building the stores, managing logistics, liaising with your suppliers, working on that whole process. You also have to dive into the trenches of your ad data. Like, there's some days where all we do is go through ad data. We study patterns from today that happened 6 months ago. We find correlations, we find trends, we find patterns. That is all we do, okay? We're constantly looking at new offers, new angles, new creatives. How can we run things differently using the data we have? If you were to ask us any question about, what happened so-and-so with this, what was this trend, what was that? What is this spike? What's that spike? What was your reports for last week? It would just be known off the top of our head. Okay? And the word we like to use is nukes. Every single day there just seems to be some sort of internal nuke. Whether it's your CPCs have just driven through the roof, CPMs have just gone up like crazy, or the suppliers had a mare, the VAs have had a mare. There's just been some sort of outage, like when Shopify was down for a few hours the other day. Facebook ads weren't working. You have to love the process, otherwise the process will break you. And it really is as simple as that, okay? Data is your language. You have to learn how to read all of your data, okay? Dream about data as you're sleeping. I have dreams of e-com, fall in love with the patterns. The patterns are crazy. Some days all your customers are buying the same bundle offer with products that you don't normally really sell, and the next day they're all buying one items and your AOV is 50% less, right? You have to just be obsessed with improving. Okay, you build your first iteration of a site, but you're constantly scouring the market. You're looking at competitors. You're looking at people who are doing it better than you. How are they structuring this? How are they structuring that? Okay, let me keep working. Let me keep working. Let me keep working. Let me look at my ads. Let me look at my creatives. How are the big boys doing it? Okay, this is how they structure it. This is how they hook. 3 seconds on the hook. Then it goes to this. They're putting a bit of face in there. They're making it really easy, clickable. Okay, let me work on that. Let me get some UGC made, right? You have to fall in love with everything of it. Again, fall in love with the patterns of the data, with the structure behind everything. Okay, you can't do drop shipping unless you love it. What is your purpose of drop shipping? Why are you going to do it? Right? I remember 2016 when I first got into Shopify, and I'd build a site all day, and I'd be there laying in bed, and I'd think, that's a much better way of doing it. And I'd get out of bed, go do it, right? Instantly. It was just all consuming. It was all I wanted to do. It still is all I want to do. And if you are not like me, I am just going to beat you, because this is all I do, right? Fall in love with the chaos that your systems create. Dropshipping is extremely chaotic. You are in a dog-eat-dog world. Everyone is out there trying to screw you over, right? You've got people jumping on your products as soon as you make them work. They're ripping your content one for one. How are you going to outperform them? You've got to do so many different things to beat them and stay ahead. And that takes time, and that takes skill. And that is a skill you can only hone by if this is all consuming, all you are doing. Right, you have to stay calm, you have to adapt, you have to leave emotions out. Nothing's personal, okay? Problem solving isn't a skill, it's second nature. You have to be fast. You have to know what you're doing. You can't afford to have days where you are not studying. Okay, you have to do 7 days a week, 24/7. This has to be on your mind. This sounds crazy. No one is telling you this, right? No one is telling you that you have to study every single aspect of it. And it's because it's true. It's because it's hard. No one wants to do this 24/7. You want to watch Netflix. You want to play Fortnite or COD or whatever that Schedule 1 game is, right? Now, dropshipping isn't a side hustle. It's an identity. It's all consuming. It's hypnotic is what dropshipping is. Once you get that taste of success early on, you will not be able to let go of it. You'll be chasing it forever. You know, when you do dropshipping, you see these insane revenues per month. You do $500,000 in a month, right? You do $1 million a month. How are you ever going to come back from that? How are you ever going to live with yourself if you know that you could keep doing this, keep running up the money, keep it coming in? All you have to do is be all consumed by it for now to learn the whole process, and then you can delegate, reduce your workload, but increase your creative output, increase your higher level thinking, and have things managed, right? Dropshipping isn't a side hustle. It becomes your life. It is everything you do. Now, if you can do this, if you can learn to keep learning, every single day you want to learn something new, a new strategy, a new way of doing things that is live, that has POC that you can test, right? And constantly bettering yourselves. When I think back to our strategies we used just a month ago, I go, Jesus, that was bad. We shouldn't have done that. You know, our January strategies, wow. Our Q4 strategies were terrible and we made so much money. Right? Our Black Friday setup was so last minute, was so rushed. So everything has been learned, studied, looked back upon, documented, gone over 100 times. There's days where we're just inner cool, and it's hours and hours and hours of going back through specific days, through the patterns, through the weeds. You have to be okay with this. You have to be okay with this consuming your life. And now I hope this kind of, it's not practical, but it's a mindset shift that may allow you to open up some cognitive function and cognitive thinking for you to implement new strategies and how you go about your processes. But this is just the God's honest truth, right? I hope you enjoyed this. If you got this far, leave a comment. Let me know. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see. And again, follow me on Instagram. That's in the description. If you want to connect with me, you can message me there. And I also have a little e-com group. I'm not selling anything. It's all free. Where I post a load of resources and I just chat away in there. So I appreciate your time and have a great day.